Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous butter. You only need 2 ingredients, and that's if you count salt as an ingredient, and it tastes amazing. I guarantee you wouldn't really want to buy butter from the store anymore once you make this, because it's really easy to make, and by the end of this video you'll be making butter left, right and center because you wouldn't want to buy it from the store anymore. It tastes better in my opinion. So without further ado, let's begin the recipe. So the first thing you want to do is chill your bowl for 5 minutes in the fridge. I've chilled mine already, so this will make sure that your double cream whips up. If you don't chill your bowl, and if your double cream is not cold, it may not separate out as easily and it will take longer to do it. So by doing this, it just helps things along and just makes your life so much easier. So what we're going to do is get our double cream into our bowl and whip it up. As you can see, it's gone really thick, but we need to whip it even more until it starts separating. So keep going, don't stop here obviously. Just keep your hand mixer on and it will start to separate. So let's continue. You'll see that it's gone from a pale white to a cream yellow, and it's starting to separate out from the buttermilk, which is a good sign. So keep going as you're getting close to your butter. By the way, this is only taking me like 2 minutes, so this is a really quick recipe. As you get closer to getting butter, you'll find that your buttermilk will start splattering everywhere. So cover it with a little bit of cling film to keep your kitchen mess free. You'll know it's ready when your butter has separated out into really big chunks and the colour change will be really apparent. It will look cream yellow like in colour. The next thing we need to do is separate the buttermilk from our butter, as the buttermilk will spoil our butter if it's not properly removed. Drain off your buttermilk through a sieve into a container, and it should keep for a week or 2 in the fridge. So we've got our buttermilk, and don't throw this away. It will go so well in pancakes, cakes, and I've got lots of recipes which use buttermilk as a key ingredient. So just pop this in the fridge and store it for when you come to make anything which uses buttermilk, and you'll be surprised. Quite a lot of recipes call for buttermilk as it makes your cakes so tender and moist. Now we just need to wash away the buttermilk which is just trapped in our butter. Rinse it under some cold water to get rid of any niggling traces. As you rinse it, you should knead the butter to get rid of any buttermilk which might be trapped within it. And as the final step, get your butter into a bowl of cold water with some ice cubes and knead it again. This may seem a bit OTT, but this is really important to make sure that our butter keeps for a long time in the fridge, as the buttermilk will spoil it. So we now have our butter, and look at that. That just looks so good. So the last thing that we need to do is salt it. Salt is so important. Not only does it give it that lovely flavour, but it actually makes it keep for longer. The butter draws out the moisture from the butter, takes away anything that would spoil it, which is key. Plus, it also helps it hold its structure too whilst in the fridge. So we're going to salt it. You can use any salt that you like and sort of press it in with your spatula. And you just want to do this gradually, as you don't want to oversalt it. You can't reverse it really once you've oversalted it, so just do this gradually. Also, if you want to add in some extras like herbs, garlic, this will be a good point to do it, but salt is key. My God, I know I always say this, but it smells so creamy and fresh. Now all we have to do is get our butter ready for the fridge. Just grab a baking sheet and plonk your butter in the center of it. To get it into a square shape, just use your hands to shape the sides of it and pat it down and wrap it a bit like a parcel. Once you've molded it into a rough square shape, just start cutting away your baking paper. I cut my baking paper into a cross shape so that my butter is at least protected in the fridge, and I can fold over the flaps of the baking paper whenever I want to use it. I find this process quite fun. It reminds me of arts and crafts in a weird way. To straighten up the sides, you could just use a big spoon to smooth it down and pat it to get it nice and straight. Once you're happy with it, just pop it in the fridge and it will harden up and be good to go. Now if you want some bread with your butter, I've got a really easy 4-ingredient recipe which might take your fancy. It's perfect for anyone who hasn't made bread before, as the recipe is so easy. Plus of course the bread tastes insane.